Welcome back to the Crude Project, everyone. I'm here with Ant and Kevin the 2 Cent, and as always, we've got a great episode for you guys. And
We potentially got the Cuban Missile Crisis 2.0, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, before we get to that, real quick reminder for everyone: if you enjoy the content that we share, if you get any value from it, please subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Turn on the bell notifications for to not miss anything, and go over to our Spotify channel. Follow us for a great commute listen. And that out of the way, let's dive into this.
Oh, buddy. So, plenty of people probably already heard. We're going to be discussing and kind of going over Russia has now put warships off the coast of Cuba.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest scare so far. One of the few scares is whether or not what they have actually on board for weaponry and how close they actually got to the U.S. border from shores.
That's true. And also, they're not that far.
They're
even
not that
right
far.
now.
They're not that far right now.
And this
skip
is
and a jump.
also, this is also the first time that they have been this close in a long, long time.
To our knowledge, at this force,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, they could have had subs cruising around or maybe a supersonic plane maybe flown by. I'm pretty sure we would have scrambled and tried to intercept, but
As
to
far as
public knowledge and seeing it
Yeah.
like on the news, first time in a long time.
But as far as I know, they did not cross Atlantic Ocean to come to the U.S. like this before. Apparently, if it had happened, it was always through the Pacific. But since there's a lot of stuff happening in the Pacific, and there's a lot of U.S. ships and U.S. allied ships that are kind of in the waters, they did not want to take the risk of going that way and being intercepted or blockaded. So they went straight through the Atlantic, where there's less of the allied U.S. and allied ships that are kind of floating around and sitting there, which is surprising, honestly. So what? We don't have as much in the Atlantic that is.
Well,
Cruising around, sitting for U.S.
No, of course
defense.
Of course you do. We have the entire East Coast. We have numerous naval bases on the East Coast. So, I mean, we always have things. They are stationed or probably close in proximity to waters, I would assume. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but
Yeah,
I know
I'm not
we have
100% sure either.
naval
It's just what I
bases.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah, we have naval bases all up the East Coast. I mean, if
We do.
something were to come close, we could be send them out. You know what I mean? Just push them boats out into the water.
Yeah. This was kind of concerning. When I heard first about this, Russian subs, Russian warships, now sitting, I think they're sitting on the coastlines of Cuba now, right?
Yeah.
They're just stationed there.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the Pentagon has announced or tried to kind of calm the people down and avoid panic. And they announced that the Russian subs don't contain any nuclear weapons on them. What are the chances of that, bro? When was the last time that the government, the Pentagon, told us something factual and something that the people believed in? When was the last time the people trusted the government wholeheartedly?
Yeah, no, that's true. But there's already claims on the flip side that's saying that they are armed. They are armed with nuclear capabilities. I mean, when you think about it in one way or the other, it's kind of like, why would they? Why would they even try?
Yeah.
When, granted, they're super close. And I'm not a war expert. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and tell you the trajectory of a missile moving at so much speed through the air. I don't know.
So
but I do know it would be a catastrophic event.
I did a little bit of digging, and apparently from the distance that they currently are, which is in Cuba, right? If they were to hit us, apparently Russia, the nukes that they possess are far superior than the ones some odd number of years ago.
That would make sense.
And and if they were to hit us from that distance, Guess the amount of time, heads up time, that we have until impact.
From Cuba, I'm gonna say 4 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes.
Oh
And
my god!
Damn.
less than 2 minutes.
So they might as well not even announce it.
They, you
Close the door in the
Did you,
microwave.
do you guys remember that I mentioned the beginning part of this recent Amazon series that came out based around this game that was called Fallout?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Fallout.
So-
show. Yeah.
Beginning scene of that series, the live action series of that, it showed. Remember the thing?
Yeah, the thumb.
Bro, all they saw was one flash, second flash, fourth, fifth, and 0 warnings. I feel like
Nah, don't feel like nothing. Don't feel like nothing. Don't even finish that. Don't even feel like nothing. How about we nope, get some water. I'll let me bring up another point here. Don't even speak that into So on other news, don't even finish that. Don't even speak that bad juju, all right? Well, the less than 2 minute warning is already a horrific thought.
I know what people are thinking now when I say that. The less than 2 minute. Oh, really? Yeah, that's bullshit. The Russians cannot compare to the US military, the might of the US military and all. When I say that the Russians are at least 15 years military-wise, military technology-wise, advanced than US, that is an understatement.
I actually
I'm
wouldn't,
lowballing it.
I wouldn't believe that.
You wouldn't believe it?
No.
There are, well, let's not go into the conspiracies because there's a lot of conspiracies, right?
So you wait, we're saying the Russians are ahead of US.
In military weapons and military technology, at least 15 years. They're ahead of us.
I couldn't think that.
All I'm saying is this is,
I haven't done any research on it.
I
but-
mean, it's,
We got that. What's that one fighter jet we got that everyone rants and raves about? That they always say about. I'm trying to intercept it.
what, the 15, F-16?
No. It's a Raptor. It's like it's an F-35. I think it is. It's like the top of the line jet, and there's only like 2 or 3 of them made, and it's all that. I see a couple of like the military TikToks and stuff because they're really funny, and evidently this jet is like not to be played with. Like this.
I have a little fact. Intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs,
Mm-hmm.
can reach speeds, or at peak, it's 15,000 miles per hour, which is 19 times the speed of sound.
That's
Pretty quick.
That's wild. That is insane.
That's kind of mock Jesus. That's moving. You fitting to meet him. You fitting to meet him. Close the door on the microwave because you cooked, buddy.
Yeah.
So 25 miles, right?
Uh-huh.
Have that mental distance in your mind.
Yes.
So pick a city and another city, 25 miles.
Miami.
Well, something that you know.
Something
Right.
you know that's 25 miles from each other?
Yeah, from each other.
Oh, I don't know.
25 miles?
Just in your head. You don't
Okay,
have to
sure.
say it out
Got
loud.
it. Got it.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
I can't
This
think of it.
says that this means they can travel from one side of the globe to the other, opposite side,
Yeah.
in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So 25 miles is quick. 2 minutes isn't far-fetched, is what I'm trying to say.
No.
All I know.
I see what you mean. So at that speed, they could travel the entire globe in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Now from Cuba to
Yeah.
Miami, how fast is that traveling? Or from
Yeah.
Cuba to Washington D.C., how fast is that traveling? How soon can it get there?
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That
Yeah,
makes
that
that checks out. That kind of checks out.
And then the next thing you know is, mommy, what's that? I didn't know the sun was out during the night.
Oh my gosh, dude! It's like we're Japan. We're seeing the sun. Why is it 9 o'clock? Why is the sun out?
Okay.
God, it's hot in this mother trucker, dog. Where's my skin?
Isn't their flag the rising sun?
It is.
Oh man, is that kind of
Oh, man.
ironic? That's kind of sucks.
That's kinda, they got it twice.
They should have two suns on the flag.
Yeah,
one
honestly.
one rising behind the other.
Should be like a double-sided flag or something. Well, I mean, I think it is, but
Oh, it is.
but I need something. I need more significance, right? One sun needs to be like offset or
Yeah,
something.
one side says Nagasaki.
Hiroshima. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. We have to make light of situations because
Always, man. Because like it's whenever it's doom and gloom, I can't help but try to at least make it sound like at least.
because
that
what
it's
are we gonna do, right?
Yeah.
What do you want me to go out there and yell at the nuke?
right?
Stop. No. What is that gonna do? It's not gonna do anything. But in good light,
Yeah.
we do have allied forces of Canada and French. Oui, parlez-vous français? They out there in the waters. So right now, I feel it is a little bit of a show of power because, well, Putin isn't really happy with things we've recently done. A little bit of backstory. So kind of here's more or less some of the reasons, maybe not the total reason, of why Russia decided to scoot, and at their closest time on their pathway to Cuba, they were 25 miles. That's where that number came from. 25 miles off the coast of Florida.
Right.
Like they were sniffing the coastline at that point. During a time, the Russians had they put in forth what 300 billion.
yeah.
They invested. Sorry, I was having a stroke there for a second. They invested
Come on,
300
buddy, get it
billion
together.
into 300 billion into the dollar to help raise its value,
Right.
and that money gained interest
Over time,
over
yep.
time, and they were like, "Hey, yo, we need this back." And I mean, obviously now we're not really big fans of. We haven't been big fans of Russia since the Ukraine incident, and we've been shelling out money. We have shelled out a large portion, not all, like 50 billion of
Yeah.
that going to Ukraine. And so now Russia's kind of like, wait a minute, that's ours. We know that's ours. And US guys saying, what's yours? Now we're evidently not complying to give the money that they used to help raise the dollar back. Allegedly,
It's-
this is what's supposed to be happening. So now he's kind of, they're sending these warships down to Cuba
As a response.
as a response, and we've also bombed inside of Moscow now with
US weapons.
With U.S. weapons, we're really poking the bear at this point,
Big time.
and he's just it's a little bit of a flex moment right now, right? It's a big flex for Russia, honestly. We're checking them with showing we got French and Canada, kind of backing us up, but it's a big flex. It's for Russia to come all the way. Now it was not unannounced. They announced they would be coming. If they would have showed up unannounced, that is really a fear moment.
Yeah.
Because if you show up unannounced, that's like you're coming for business, right?
When you're coming
coming
unannounced, it's basically like Pearl Harbor. What happened?
right, exactly,
Early morning, everybody's asleep, unannounced, and you got Pearl Harbor
right.
that just got decimated.
But they didn't do that, which was good. So right now it's just kind of a little bit of a standoff.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, this happened in the G7 event that just occurred a few days ago, and it was multiple nations, and they decided that they came to a decision. We're gonna give 50 billion of the 300 billion dollars that we have seized, Russian assets, Russian money that we have seized, right to the Ukraine for war efforts, for reprimands. Because Russia is in the wrong and they don't deserve any of that money back. All of that money, in their opinion, they should go to Ukraine to build the nation back and to help the people. I mean, how much money have we helped them with? How much arsenal and weaponry have we helped them with?
I've lost count. I've lost count of the total amount of money we've sent to Ukraine over the last couple of years.
Honestly, bro, at this point, like I'm not even joking. Like I think we should definitely start claiming Zelensky on our tax returns.
That'd be nice. Oh my
You know
gosh.
what's crazy? Some people they still like are unaware.
Oh, so many people are just
Like we
under
didn't
the
send
rocks.
any money to Ukraine. What are you talking about?
Yeah, or they're just still in support, and I'm just like, you're crazy. There's no way you understand like what's going on. Like you can go out in any major city and see issues upon issues,
Right.
but you're just like, let me put this Ukraine bumper sticker. I hell in the beginning, and they were getting like there was like just the people were trying to evacuate. Yeah, send them supplies, get them help, put some boots on the ground if that's what we're gonna do. Get the people away,
For evacuation
and then,
purposes.
and then we leave. Right? We get the people out and away, and if Zelensky decides he wants to continue this and continue, but
I'm saying no thanks.
You know
to
what's
that,
crazy
dude.
though?
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, he's not wrong. We've still had too many problems here, and to get involved into something else.
You know what's crazy though? To be honest with you, like we're giving more money
Mhm.
to Zelensky, to someone who is not even the president of Ukraine right now. His term ended. And there was supposed to be an election that was supposed to take place to elect.
Oh, then he said no time for elections.
To elect either Zelensky back into presidency or another president to take.
Is this
Take the place.
foreshadowing for what's going to happen this November?
I don't want to go down that route because, to be honest, I have a lot that I can say about what's going on and what does all of this mean? What does Russia arrival mean? What does the 50 billion loan? What do you mean loan? When is Zelensky going to pay us back?
Yeah, loan. We'd be lucky to get $1 billion.
What loan?
back.
Yeah, what loan, bro? Like that money's gone.
The
First
money
of all-
we're paying for their entire infrastructure, top to bottom,
Bro, we're paying for all of the officials. We're paying for their health care.
income, their payroll. We're rebuilding the grids, the literal grid system of their entire country. We are rebuilding.
Did you see the videos of them partying?
Yeah,
That fucking pissed me off, dude.
they're partying with literally our tax dollars over there.
It's like a nightclub.
I mean,
There's no war here.
Well, I'm sure Biden wasn't. I'm sure he didn't even know where the hell he was.
he was sliding a Biden, sliding a Biden on stage.
But man, I don't know. Like,
Honestly,
I was
that raises a good point. Is like what you said, and again, we're not trying to fear monger, but we're trying to also think of like possibilities. Possibilities that Russia coming this close, and the bill, the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, which now automatically drafts U.S. citizens from the age of 18 to 26.
male and female.
Yep,
Let's not forget that.
male and female.
Quality.
Equality automatically doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if you're they, them. Doesn't matter if you're he, him.
Or she, it. You
Or
put a,
Shit.
I don't know. But that's
You're getting drafted no matter what. But
Yeah.
you know what? This is what I meant when I said there's a lot that I can say. I don't know if I want to open that can of worms because people are going to be like, oh, you guys are fear mongering so much. But it's just you got to connect the dots, bro.
you got to just be prepared, right? You have to
That's
think. And
another
I'm
thing.
not saying that these people are
Or do nothing.
or do nothing. And when it happens, don't expect, ooh, how did this happen?
Yeah.
Like this, there's things in place for a reason, right? That the ability that we could go to war again is very much on the table, and it has been, and we're hitting a point to where it's becoming in front of your eyes. And if you don't want to see it, don't be surprised.
Do you remember the Moscow theater massacre that happened?
Yep.
Do you remember what the Russian investigators said after?
Didn't they claim? So ISIS claimed the attack, and then Russia
Afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
When they did their own investigation and when they tortured some of the members and questioned them,
Didn't they claim to find out that it was that the U.S. had hands?
they
in
said
Israel?
there's a high probability that ISIS did not do this, and that these were Mossad agents from Israel, the Israeli intelligence agency, and that they were ordered by U.S. That U.S. and Israel was basically behind the Moscow massacre. That's what the Russians claimed. Now, if that is true,
I feel like they would have retaliated already,
But-
kind of pretty heavy.
Putin,
I think they're just being smart.
Putin is not that type. Remember, Putin comes from a background of KGB. That's Russian intelligence. This dude is calm, calculated, strategic, and he knows when to strike, when not to strike. He is not the type where it's like the other guy, Medvedev. This was a former president.
The former, Russia.
That guy is it's between those two guys, it's like a
Night and day.
well, it's like a good cop, bad cop.
Ah.
Medvedev is all about hit him now. He's angry, and he threatens, and Putin is just like, well, hold on. Let's think about this. And then he goes and does his little investigation. He bides his time. He thinks about strategies, and then he makes his move. And I feel like now, honestly, he wanted to. I feel like Putin wanted to take his time more to be a little more strategic. And honestly, I honestly do think, this is my personal opinion, that Putin, if he had the choice, I don't think he wants a full-out war with the Western nations.
No,
US.
I could see that, and you can see so many interviews he does that are just to his own people, where he's like, I don't want to do this. He even recently tried to put something on the table to have a treaty with Ukraine to where they would retaliate from known Russian cities, and they would drop the NATO bid, and it would, we're done. All right, look, we all messed up. We did some bad things for each other. Let's just let it go back to what we were doing, and just do it.
Yeah.
And we pretty much think that it's not gonna go through.
I don't think it's gonna go through. I think they're just. I think U.S. is gonna continue to poke the bear. They're gonna continue to poke the bear. The whole standoff that's happening right now with the Canadian warships against the Russian warships over there in the south, near Cuba. It's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna end well as well. I feel like there is going to be a accidental fire from either side, and all hell breaks loose. That's not fear mongering. I'm just saying
Possibility.
there is a
I
possibility.
hear
When
it.
was the last time Russian ships allegedly armed with nuclear weapons, were this close to us? So, and then right after the news of this, we get this bill that's being passed to automatically draft the
Aged
automatic military
men and
military
women.
draft for the 18 to 26-year-olds. To put this, it's just all very
Too much of a
suspicious.
coincidence. Too much of a coincidence to be in that sort of.
It's
We've
just
now
one thing
raised
after another.
our military spending for this fiscal year.
What was it?
$900 billion.
Almost $1 trillion towards another fiscal year military spending.
Which, I mean, it's not uncommon for us to have a very high.
No, but
That's crazy amount. Put the pieces together.
Kev, can you look up was the last fiscal year government military spending, please? And because I don't remember it off the top of my head right now. But the fact is, that they're spending all of this money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is our military still so weak?
Well, nobody
it
wants
really is.
to be in the military.
And that's the other thing. Like, the military, what did they do with the military during the COVID? They dropped everybody. It was a dishonorable discharge to everybody who did not want to take the jab.
And then afterward, they try to double back and be like, I'm sorry, come back. And the problem was our economic status was starting to decline.
Yeah.
And people were going back. I saw somebody recently, they posed the question.
Yeah.
And it showed, it was like training. They're all out there in the field, and it's a bunch of them. They're all running. And he
Yeah.
was like, how many do you think would be there if healthcare was affordable? How many think would be there if housing was affordable? How many think would be there if salary jobs were, at a decent wage?
Yeah.
How many think would be there if food wasn't as expensive? There are people who are joining the military because they feel like they don't have another choice. And there are people, and we commend them 100%, for people who are joining because this is the country that they, trust and love, and they want to provide like that, but it's not coming back to them like it should.
While you're on that, there was another recent news that I heard that the government is now, I think it was a DOD, if I'm not mistaken. For people who want to correct me on this, correct me on the comment section, but I think it was a DOD that announced that they're looking for volunteers, and it may or may not be voluntarily at some point, but they're looking for volunteers for retired military personnel up to the age of 75 to come back to the military, to come back and serve.
75?
Up to the age of 75 to come back and serve.
There's no way. That has to be.
You can look it up. This was an announcement.
75 is actually wild. What are they?
Does 820 billion sound familiar?
120 billion?
800.
800. Yes, it does. Yes. Yeah.
820. So we added another. We added another 100
So last fiscal year, 820 billion went towards military spending. What happened? I feel like
we gave a bunch of missiles to other people.
Literally, I feel like all that money went to Israel, Ukraine, what was it, Taiwan, and I think that the money is literally going to other places aside from our own military, bolstering and helping our own military, servicemen and servicewomen, and also the equipment.
Yeah.
Even the explanation is vague. It's only like a couple sentences. It's worth noting that the military spending includes all the regular activities of the Department of Defense, war spending, nuclear weapons spending, international military assistance, and other Pentagon-related spending. So
related spending.
Related.
Who knows, dude?
Yeah.
So the spending is now going up. Now this whole new Defense Act, Russia's on our doorstep.
Basically,
it's just we have to just say so many times, it is not fear-mongering, but by God, just be prepared for whatever, or just don't, or just keep on. Now, I will say on the flip side, and this is not to just make people feel happy and cozy. I feel we have, excuse me, a set plan in place for any kind of situation to happen. I feel very much that again, this does sound a little contradictory to everything else, because we kind of like to talk shit on the government and everything.
Yeah, no.
I feel they have steps in place to prepare.
You would hope.
I very much hope, but I prevent these kind of things from happening at that sort of a scale, right? For that sort. Granted, a 2-minute warning is absurd. It's crazy amount of
Less
time.
than 2 minutes, actually.
Even worse.
Here's the thing. I was gonna say the exact amount of time, but you're probably gonna be like, you're bullshitting on that. That's why I said less than 2 minutes.
45 seconds.
30 seconds.
Oh my God. I gotta poop.
I gotta change my pants.
30 seconds.
30
dog.
seconds. We have 30 seconds if we were to be hit from where they are, off the coast of Cuba.
Where in the United States, do you know?
Southern, yeah.
Southern?
Like Miami.
Okay, gotcha.
If we were to hit Miami.
30 seconds to Miami. What is that, like 45 to DC? That's crazy. It's a minute and 20. I get 45 more seconds to put, my radio in the backpack before it's like, damn, it's bright out. God. But I feel our government, our military force is much, much stronger or at a sophisticated level, because I feel like we don't know
Now
half of the stuff we have.
Let's put some credit on that as well, right? Because I'm not sitting here and I'm not shitting on our military. Of course, our military is definitely like I would not with us, you know, but I would not with the real military, not the woke tart shit that we have now. That is what I mean. The military that we currently have, we are nowhere near what we were 6 years to 8 years ago. And that's being generous. When we have teams like the Delta Force and Navy SEALs, Green Beret, and these special forces, sure, these are the exceptions, you know?
Those people are hardcore, dude.
You know, these are the exceptions, and yes, do not f them, period. But how many of those do we have? How many of those teams do we have as a whole? Not many.
Well,
how many of those exceptional?
We probably don't know of all of them either.
We don't. But
see, that's the one part.
But I'm talking about boots as in a masses.
Yeah.
A platoon, a whole freaking. That we don't have a whole platoon of Delta Force that can be deployed and be like, go deal with this issue. We don't. That's why they operate on small teams for special operations.
Yeah. But that's the other thing why I say I wouldn't say Russia has a leg up, because we as a public don't know the extent of our force.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that we don't know, and things that are like already being deployed or used. Like they have that new ship, that new like submersible, the Manta Ray. You've seen that thing?
I've seen that.
That thing's badass, dude.
Yeah, but what makes you think that they don't have the Russians don't have something better?
Well,
the Chinese.
Chinese could. So the only reason I say Chinese could is because we
call it the Manta Ray, but just in their accent.
Can you imagine? We have the Manta Ray. We also have the Manta Ray. Wait, what does it look like? Like a Manta Ray. Why? What do you have? We have the Manta Ray. What the mother? You stole my Manta Ray. Yeah, we're kind of traveling over
4 different accents.
We're kind of moving around. I couldn't.
He went from Japanese to Chinese to Taiwanese.
No, it's like Viet.
Holy
right.
shit! You took the Manta Ray from me. How you do that? Where you find the stuff for that? We built it. No, the shit, big boy. We built the Manta Ray for China. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say we don't have enough information as a public to know.
That's true. But this is what I mean. Sure, we don't, right? But people should start looking into the stuff to be just aware of things.
No, of
What's
course.
going on?
Of course, you should always.
We mention things here, and it is up to you. Like, we cannot literally spoon feed you guys every little thing. Like, we mention things here that we heard, we know, alleged,
some
speculated,
facts, things
some
we
facts,
hear from our own government,
but it's up to the individual to hear this, but then go do your own due diligence of looking into this and see what you find. So
we can't make you believe anything either, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not trying to.
You know, the thing you said about our government is probably, they have plans for preparedness and all this stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what came to mind the first thing when you said that?
Huh.
So I was kind of smiling. Yeah, they do have plans. They have plans for themselves, the bunkers, and the rest.
Well, that's a good point, because it's not like they're building bunkers for the population.
I mean, that is true. That is true, and that is kind of
all these CEOs and all these billionaires, and they're building the bunkers, and they probably have a quick plan of escape for themselves. The rest,
30 seconds. You ain't even taking off in a plane. What are you gonna do in 30 seconds?
No, but I mean, you
know what we should do? You know what we
here's
need?
the thing.
You know what we need?
The
Hold
on.
Well, you hold on.
Okay. Go ahead.
You know what we need? We need a tracker to track Bezos, Zuckerberg, Oprah Winfrey. When they start to move to these locations and they're heading there and they've been there, that's when you panic.
You know who's not escaping though? Mitch McConnell.
Oh yeah, no, he's lost. Mitch, we need to get in the car.
He frozen, bro. He's
Just
there.
leave him. He's collateral.
Remember the fossilized statues? He's gonna be one of those.
Him and Joe Biden are just gonna.
Yeah,
They're gonna be a burnt-in image on the wall. Joe Biden's hands always like out at a 45.
Always out for a handshake. Oh man.
But you know, I wish, instead of all this war shit, I wish, back during the Cold War,
Yeah.
how it was like a race to space,
Mm-hmm.
to the moon. I wish it was like something good, like a race to Mars.
That's the thing, man.
That'd be kind of cool, you know?
That's what I have always said. Why the hell are we always trying to hurt one another? Why can we not all get along, right? Why can we
Agreed.
not all get along, share technology to progress humanity further? Imagine if everyone was working together in every sense, in every way, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we were working together, how much
Dude, it'd
better
be
everyone's
nuts.
lives were.
It would
how
be
much,
absolutely
how
nuts.
much better everyone's lives would be, and how much more humanity would progress, and how much faster humanity would progress.
It's greed,
We would
though.
probably be able to.
Yo, we'd be on another galaxy. We'd be
yeah,
in other
I-
galaxies. We'd
we
have
would
time
pro-
warps.
yeah.
We'd be hitting it with.
Well,
We would be doing it, dude. But the
would
problem
be,
is,
uh,
greed.
I don't know about that, but we would be. I think we would be able to achieve missions to Mars and Jupiter and
We would
whatever.
be
At
space
least,
wizards.
yeah,
100%.
we would be able to at least get there, if not another galaxy or whatever. At
I
least
believe
in
it.
our own solar system, we would be able to go to other planets, come back and go, if we worked together instead of
whole.
always trying to hurt one another and try to stop one another or hinder one another to not progress. Oh, we need to do covert operations to stop the Russians from progressing so much further than us. No, help one another so you can both progress faster up there. Is that so hard to just do and believe and why is that so hard to achieve?
Greed.
I've never understood this.
It's greed.
Why
it's,
that?
It's
Why?
it comes down to greed because it's. I mean, I can't really. I don't feel like I'm a very greedy person, but I've also never been put into a position of such high power, right?
Yeah.
And I can say, I don't know as a person, right?
Mhm.
Like I can say, I can level and say, if I were to be put in such a high position, or if I was able to be given such an ability to have access to things everyone else did, or something like that. But we're already so far at a level where we're not all equal. So
Yeah.
to want to help out and be at that, it makes it's like who gets what, how much is
I
shelled to
respect
who.
that because, everyone or a lot of people like to think like, oh, if I had the ability, I would do all this good, yada yada yada. Like, you don't know.
Till you're
Right?
put in that position, it's kind of hard to
Are
say.
you telling me like you wouldn't want to help yourself and your friends, your family?
Be a little selfish, a little bit of greed. You'd want to take a little bit more.
I see what you're saying.
Because I 100% believe in that mentality of like we need to be more of a unified planet. 100%. Like why? What negative would it be, right? Like but the problem is people want more than what they would receive at that
Always.
time, right? Because you have to think like you have people who are engineering a rocket, but then you have people who are just making sure the streets are clean. Those two people, how do you divvy out the a pay? Like, do we keep the same pay or something? Like, if we were to keep it like the economic system as it is, like it's a tricky situation. Like, could you just keep it the same pay as it is, but we all have a similar goal for all the planets, and then you have religion involved?
When you say, yeah,
Then
that's
it's-
where the complications start to happen. And I completely understand and I completely 100% agree with you there. When you're talking about like one person cleaning the streets and one person making like rockets and shit, engineering work. But if we were to always help one another to progress further, that person who would be cleaning the streets would be cleaning the streets. We would have progressed our civilization to a point where we wouldn't need
a person to
a
clean,
person to clean the streets. We would have automated trucks cleaning the streets,
or if we were just clean.
or if we were just clean, we would just
Tell that to India.
Yeah.
You ever seen those videos of like the kids like shitting in the streets?
Yeah.
I can't say that's on my search history. Nope.
It just showed up on a reel.
I'm gonna look that up now. India kid shits in street. God
Oh,
damn.
No, no.
My man dropping
It's
a
not,
dookie.
it's not crystal clear, but it's like it's kind of grainy, but like it's,
You get it.
No, I'm good. I don't think I want to see that.
It's kind of grainy.
But you know what I'm talking about.
No.
They
just
be
know
out
that-
there. They be out
and
there
now
in
you
their
disagree?
toes.
No, I just know that they're dirty. That's what I agree with. There's a lot of dirtiness over there. I agree with that.
Yeah, they're picking up your food with their toes after they crip walk across a couple of turds.
All right, we'll wrap it up here. Important things that are happening. We thought we should definitely share it with you guys to spread awareness, prepare however you see fit. For everything that we have shared here, look into it for yourselves as well. Don't always believe us. We just share what we hear and what we see. So don't shoot the messenger, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll wrap it up here, guys. If you enjoyed the content that we shared, if you enjoyed the episode, if you got anything from it, if you got any value from it, if it made you think, if it was thought-provoking, provided a different perspective, leave a like, comment, go over to our Spotify channel, follow us on Spotify for a great commute listen, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.